Hi, I'm Rachel from Jimmy Bean's Wool, and today I'm going to show you everything you need to know about block 7 of the Cascade Yarns Diagonal Afghan. Okay, so block 7 uses lots and lots of beautiful twisted stitches, and what I mean by twisted stitches is when you knit through the back loop, it twists your stitch so that it looks like a little V almost, or more of a V than it does when you normally do it, and it makes it really pop off of your off of the square too. So you can see, it's kind of hard to see in this dark color, but these stitches, they are all knit through the back loop, which causes that twisted effect, and it makes this beautiful diamond shape. So I'm going to show you how to do all of the different twists and cables that will create the diamond shape that we're making here. So let me just move the square out of the way and get started. And of course you're going to need a cable needle for this, so make sure you've got that handy. And let's start with showing you just how to knit a stitch in the back loop. So to do that, you're going to take your right needle and you're going to insert it into the back of the stitch on the left needle, like that. Let me see if I can show you here. So when you insert into the back, and then you knit the stitch, what that does is it twists the stitch so that you can see that the right part of the leg crosses over the left, and it creates this cross or this stitch right here. So that is knitting through the back loop. And that's what the foundation of all the right twist and left twist stitches are in this square, and it creates that twisted texture. And then we're also going to be moving those stitches around by cabling them. So there's kind of a couple things going on to get that really neat patterning that you see there. But once you get the hang of it, you'll be totally fine, because some of them you always do through the back loop and some of them you don't. So anyway, the other stitch that you need to know that's a little bit different is how to purl into the front and back. So that's PFB. So in order to do that, just pull your yarn to the front of your work, and you're going to insert your right needle as if to purl. Go ahead and purl that stitch, but don't pull it off of the left needle. And then come into the back of the stitch on the left needle, and I'm talking like all the way from the back, and put that needle in as if to purl, and then also purl that stitch. So I'm going to show that one more time, because that is a little bit of a funky, oops, yarn stays in the front. That is a little bit of a funky increase. So you're going to purl, but leave that stitch on the needle, and then come in from the back. It's kind of an awkward angle. And then go ahead and purl that stitch. Okay, so that is how you purl front and back. All right, so let me prep my swatch here. We're gonna move on to the cables and the twists. So the first ones that we will start with are the cables. So grab your cable needle, and you're going to slip one stitch to the cable needle. This is the 1/1 right cable. And then slip one to the cable needle, hold it to the back, knit one stitch from the left needle, and then come back to your cable needle and knit that stitch. So that's a 1/1 RC. Now your 1/1 LC is going to be basically the same thing, except you hold to the front. So slip one stitch, hold it to the front of your work, then go ahead and knit that next stitch, and then knit one off of your cable needle. Okay, so that's the 1/1 RC and LC. Now we're going to do basically the same thing, but with purls involved. So this will be the 1/1 RPC and the 1/1 LPC. So for the RPC, you're going to slip one to the cable needle, hold to back, and you're slipping all these stitches as if to purl, because you don't want to twist them for these stitches. So always make sure you're slipping as if to purl. Okay, so you hold that to the back. You're going to knit one from the left needle, bring your working yarn forward, and then purl one off of the cable needle. Okay, and that's the RPC. And then the 1/1 LPC, you're going to slip one to the cable needle, hold it to the front, bring your working yarn forward if it isn't already. Oops, that stitch got slipped around. Okay. and then go ahead and purl one and knit one from the cable needle. Okay, so those are your kind of basic stitches, cable stitches for moving stitches around to create your kind of zigzag shape here. Now I'm going to show you the twisted stitches, which are basically the exact same thing I just did, but you're going to be knitting through the back loop on these to not only move the stitches position on the swatch or on the square, but also twist them so that you have that kind of crisscross look. So the first one is going to be a 1/1 RT or right twist. So to do that, you're going to slip one to your cable needle, hold it to the back, and then knit one through the back loop. So like I showed you before, you come into that stitch from the back, and then you are going to also knit one through the back loop from the cable needle. So there we go, both stitches knitted through the back loop, and you've basically just swapped the positioning there. Okay, so for the 1/1 left twist, LT, basically the same thing. Go ahead and slip into the cable needle and hold to front this time rather than back. And then knit one through the back loop. Oops, don't slip it off the needle. Okay, knit through the back loop. And then come to your cable needle, same thing. Knit that one through the back loop as well. So that crosses the stitches to the left. Alrighty, so now we're gonna do 1/1 RPT and LPT, which is basically the same thing, but you're gonna have purls in there as well. So slip into the cable needle and hold it to the back. And then knit one through the back loop. And purl one from your cable needle. So you'll need to move your working yarn into the front and go ahead and purl one. Okay, and then for the 1/1 LPT, slip one to the cable needle and hold it to the front. Move your working yarn to the front if it's not there already, and purl one. And then move your working yarn back again and knit through the back loop the stitch that is on the cable needle. So that'll be that one right there. Okay, so that is all your 1/1 stitch cables or twists or movement basically to create the diamond patterning that's going on the square. You do have a couple spots where you're going to do a 2/1. So the final stitches I'm going to show you here are 2/1 RPC and 2/1 LPC. So for the RPC, we're going to slip one to the cable needle, hold it to the back, knit two, 1 and 2, move your working yarn to the front, and then purl one from your cable needle. Whoops, don't drop your needle when you get to the end of your row. Okay, so that was the 2/1 RPC. Now we're going to do the 2/1 LPC. This time slip to the cable needle and hold it to the front. Go ahead and purl one. Move your working yarn to the back. Whoops, it's really easy to lose your stitches at the end of the row, so keep a tight hold on those needles. Okay, and then go ahead and knit 2 stitches off of the cable needle. All right, and that is how you do the 2/1 LPC. And that is all of the different cables and twists that you need to know for this pattern. I kind of got them all onto this one row together, but you can see, I'll just kind of run through them for you really quick here because it's kind of nice to see them all lined up together. So these first two, that one and that one, that's your right cable and your left cable. And then next to it, you've got your right purl cable and your left purl cable because those 2 stitches in between are purled. And then next you've got your twists, so you've got your right twist and your left twist, and these are knit through the back loop, so that shows that they're twisted there. And then you've got your right purl twist and left purl twist. So again through the back loop. So the stitch is twisted, but these two middle stitches that you crossed over are purled. So that one is to the right and this one is to the left. And then finally we did a slightly larger cable with the 2/1. So this is to the right and this one is to the left. And you've got your pearls in the middle there. All right, so that is all of the different cables and twists that you need to know in order to knit block 7. All right, so that was block 7 of the diagonal Afghan. I'm Rachel from Dim and Beans Wool. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing because we have a lot more yarn reviews, tutorials, and other fiber fun like that. Happy crafting!